One thing we know for sure in Chickenlandia is that haters have just got to hate. But that's okay, because in Chickenlandia, where there's hate, we educate. Hey guys, welcome to Chickenlandia. I am a backyard chicken educator here in the Pacific Northwest, but you can call me the president of Chickenlandia. You wanna go down? He wants to go down. Many of you know that I'm on kind of a crusade. I'm on a crusade. I'm on a mission to get chickens into every neighborhood across the country. I want to see them in the suburbs. I want to see them in the city. I just want to see them everywhere. That is a big part of my purpose. But I do know that there are a lot of you out there that really want to get chickens, and there's laws in your area that make it impossible for you to do that. And then I also know that there are some of you dealing with cranky neighbors that don't like your chickens, and you're having to defend yourself even when the laws are on your side. So if that's the case for you, I think you should keep watching. And we're gonna talk about the top complaints that people have about chickens and what you can do to kind of counter that. And these are also things that you can bring up to your city council if you're trying to change the laws where you live, because these are really common complaints that people have. Okay, so probably the most common complaint that people have is that chickens are loud. And yes, I'm saying this, while I have crowing roosters in my yard. A lot of people don't understand that the cock-a-doodle-doo is the sound that only roosters make. There are some hens that crow, but that is not very common. And people just don't know that. They think that all chickens make that sound, and they make it at 5 a.m. in the morning, and they're gonna destroy their sleep and their peace in their own neighborhoods. Now, I personally believe that roosters should also be everywhere. I think it's a sound that we need to get used to as we move towards a more sustainable future, but that's a whole nother video. In fact, I did make a video about it. If you want to check it out, it's in the description. But for this video, we're just going to talk about hens, because that's what most people are going to have, especially if they live in the city or in the suburbs. So chickens do sing something called the egg song, and it goes bok bok bagok. I know you've heard it. If you have chickens, you've already heard that. It's a sound that they make whenever they have laid an egg. Now, there's breeds that are a little bit more quiet, but it really depends on the individual chicken, because any hen can sing the egg song, and they can sing it loud and proud for a while. Like, they could do it for like 20 minutes, they could do it for an hour. You just don't know. So there is that to consider. We've got to be honest and say, yes, chickens can make noise, but let's put things in perspective. Think about all the noises, especially in the city. Lawnmowers, loud vehicles, barking dogs. These are noises that are above 70 decibels, which is louder than the hen song. If we look at it in perspective, it's like we need to ask ourselves, like, why is this specific sound something that is unacceptable to our neighborhoods, especially when, we're talking about becoming more sustainable, and we know that that means that we have to change some things about our lifestyle. And I think we need to bring the sound of the chicken back into our lives and have it be part of just our, the ambiance of our neighborhoods and our cities. I just think that would be a great thing. Another concern that people usually bring up is that chicken coops smell. And I'm just gonna come right out and say, like, a chicken coop that is cared for properly, which they should be. And if they're not cared for properly, then something wrong is happening, just like when a dog or cat is not cared for properly. And if they're being cared for in the right way, their coop will not smell. Now, if you go into a chicken coop and get close and personal to the poop in there, it is gonna smell, but it's not like a far-ranging smell. Even like dog poop, like in a dog park, that could be more of a problem, but chicken poop isn't like that. And you can turn it into fertilizer. It's just another way that chickens are sustainable, and they can be really a healthy part of our families and our communities. So I know I said noise was probably the biggest concern, but now that I think about it, I think the biggest concern that people have is rats. It's important to understand that rats and rodents, they are everywhere. They are in the city, they are in the suburbs, they're really everywhere. So there's a lot of things that can attract rodents. One of them is a compost bin or a compost pile. Another big one are bird feeders. Rats love that. Like the birds go to the feeders and the seeds fall down, and at night you could see them like congregating around there. They love that, but people don't really talk about that much because everybody loves a bird feeder. Another one is just like general trash. Like, if you're leaving garbage out, that's obviously a situation where you could end up with a rat infestation. But all of these problems are problems that happen when people do not have the right education or they're not following the rules in some way. It's just a fact of life that there are rules and regulations that you should be following, especially if you live in the city or in the suburbs where people are in close quarters of each other. So we've just got to make sure everything's cleaned up at night. And that just comes with good education. Like with anything, it's just another thing that needs the proper education. Speaking of education, it just so happens that I have an online course. It's called Backyard Chickens 101, a chicken course for everyone. Now, this course teaches you how to care for your chickens in a more natural and more sustainable way. It will teach you how to take care of your baby chicks. It will teach you how to avoid, unnecessary medications. And it also teaches you, things like how to keep rats out of your coop and all that stuff that's going to help you to be a more considerate chicken keeper to your neighbors around you. It's also fun. It's fun, it's interactive. You can put questions in there for me, and either myself or my co-instructor will come in, usually within 24 hours, and answer those questions. So I think it's just a really good tool in, our quest to be good citizens and good chicken keepers for our communities so that everybody can enjoy backyard chickens. If you want to learn more about this course, all you have to do is click the link. It's 100% friendly backyard chickens education and entertainment, and I know you're gonna love it.